big red. I picked this guy up out of somebody's personal junkyard. Sorry for my dirty shop, but I've been doing a lot of work on this guy. I got a lot of work left to go, and I might try and capture the content. TPS sensor, alternator, water pump. It's got shifting problems, but it is shifting, so hopefully it's computer issues and not transmission issues. So stay tuned and let's see what we can do. This right here is the TPS sensor, throttle position sensor, and it's mounted to the injection pump, and there's a blade that goes through there. This is basically just a potentiometer up in the air. So whenever you throttle it, the resistance of that potentiometer goes up and down, and it should be a smooth transition from about 1K to 5K. And mine has a dead spot, somewhere around 1.5, almost up to 2. It goes dead until you get the full throttle, and then it comes back around 4.5K. But I can show you what I did to test that. To test the throttle position sensor, gotta get this plug off, which is already broke, I'm pretty sure. Should be a lock. I don't know if it even has one. Doesn't look broke, maybe that's normal. But anyway, so what I've got here, I've got my multimeter set up, or sitting here. Connected to the probes, I got a couple of alligator clips. So what you want to do is clip, there's 3 pins in here, there's A, B, and C. And basically all you got to do is clip it on B, and then you can clip it on either A or C, and it'll go one way or the other, essentially. So if you got it one way, you'll start at a high resistance at no throttle. Or if you get it, I think I'm going to be connected to A and B, I think. So we'll go to the horseshoe, the resistance. Now what you should see, as the throttle goes up, it should be a smooth transition up. You see how mine goes to a dead spot up in here, and that throws the computer off. And it should really go up to somewhere around 5K. So what we'll do is we'll get the new replacement, and we'll do the same test, and we'll see if we get the same response or if it's smooth. Here's the replacement. So Chinesium part I got off of Amazon. It's probably better quality. This one was $28. But as you can see in there, there's 3 pins, and you might not be able to see, but they're labeled A, B, and C down in there. I can kind of see it when I move it around. Oops. See if shedding some light on it will do any good. But you see there's a A, B, and C pin in there. So we're going to go ahead and do the same test there. Alright, so is this going to work? Yes. So hopefully, I'll go the other way. Hopefully we get a smooth transition all the way. So this one goes to 3.7. Who knows what that's going to do. Bottoms out at 400 ohms. 1K, 2K, 3K. Doesn't quite go to 4. The other one went up to 4. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem, but we'll see. Let's see if we can get this thing swapped out. So we got 2 flathead screwdrivers, one here, flathead screws, one here and one under here. And so let's remove it and replace it with the Chinesium one and see what happens. I never get this off. I never wore apart those screws. So put that on. So there's the old one. Looks the same. Does have a different resistance value, so don't know what that's gonna do. Yep, menu real close. Oh. All right, that's tight. Throttle still works. We'll do a quick test with the meter and make sure it's on that little valve, make sure that blade is engaged properly. All right, let's try and get these things clipped on there. Don't know if I'm on it. Let's see. Looks about right. Cool. All right. Starting at about 1K and goes up to 3.2. Good old, my good buddy, ChatGPT said it should go from 1K to 5K. Don't know how accurate that is. You gotta take a grain of salt with old ChatGPT, but he's pretty good. Just plug it back up. And hopefully, oh, there we go, plugged right in. Feels nice and solid. Well, you might be asking, how did I know that I had a bad throttle position sensor? And this thing has onboard diagnostics. It's an older version, so normal code readers can't read it, but there is a manual way, which is the way I did it initially. The way you get the codes is you put a jumper between here and one of these two terminals. I don't remember, so I'll pop up an image of the hookup that I found online that kind of explains it, but I'm doing it the easy way now. We've got this code reader, so it's pretty simple. This guy, just plug it in, turn your key on, and do a key on, engine off test. And what I'll do is I'll bring in my good buddy Sage to explain the codes that we get. So let's get set up. All right, I've got the key turned on. So we will go ahead and turn this thing on and do the test. And I think what you're going to see, oops, you'll see a little black thing coming up here as it counts the codes. And then we'll let my good buddy explain what they are.
Hey there, I'm Sage. Brad calls me in when it's time to break down the technical stuff, so let's take a look at those diagnostic codes from the KOEO test on his 1990 F-250 IDI. Let's take a look. Code 22. The map sensor is reading out of range. It doesn't affect timing or fuel on this engine, but it does help control transmission shifting. Could be a bad sensor or a loose vacuum line. Code 23. Throttle position sensor out of range. Since Brad already replaced it, this one's likely left over from the old sensor. Code 10. That's just a marker. It separates real-time codes from stored ones. Code 14. The computer's seeing unstable RPM signals from the tach sensor. It uses that data for shifting and other functions. Could be a sensor or wiring issue. Code 63. TPS signal dropped too low. Like 23, this likely came from the faulty sensor before it was swapped. Best move now is to clear the codes, test again, and see what returns. If you get code 11, you're good to go. Back to you, Brad.
And that's it. Clear the codes and see what happens. Well, I took it on a test drive, brought it back, checked the codes. Wish we did clear that one code. Throttle position sensor, we get an 11 right at the beginning. And then the separator, and then we still have a 14. So I'm not sure what the 14 was. I'll have to look at that again. But we do have some other issues. I don't know if I mentioned it. This truck was parked supposedly for a bad transmission. Although it does shift through all the gears, it's shifting erratically. And some of those codes earlier, according to my good buddy, has to do with the tachometer, and the tachometer is not working correctly. So may take a look at that. Still want to take a look at the alternator because it's not charging, and we'll go from there. But for now, the TPS sensor is done. This has been a little test run video just to see if I want to start uploading again or not. I've got all kind of projects. Still got my cabin. Made pretty good progress on it. I got a sawmill nowadays, which is behind me. Make everybody dizzy. Got a sawmill. I got another 6.9. Somewhat addicted to these trucks. Big Red. Found it for 900 bucks. Parked due to transmission problems. Got a lot of stuff fixed on it already. Working through a lot of other problems. And decided maybe I should catch some of this content because it's really good stuff and there's no shortage of it. So if you guys like this video and it's not a major pain for me to put together, I might start uploading again. Appreciate it. Have a good one.